Hello everybody and welcome to the NetSuite Release Update Highlight and Summary presented by Squire. Today we will be running through the latest updates to NetSuite coming in Release 2021.2. Before we get started, I'll introduce myself. My name is Caden and I'm a member of the NetSuite Implementation and Support team here at Squire. Before we get into the updates, I have a few comments about the presentation. NetSuite's 2021.2 update includes over 100 enhancements and new features. Due to the unique needs of each business, we will not be diving deeply into any new feature. Rather, we will briefly touch on some of the more useful and widespread enhancements and features that you might want to be aware of. We've placed timestamps in the description below, so you can jump ahead to the sections you are most interested in. However, we recommend watching the majority of the presentation so you don't miss out on any important updates. Lastly, if you have any questions about anything mentioned in this video, contact your NetSuite experts here at Squire, and we'd be happy to help. A few quick notes about the update. These features and others will become available to use when your account is upgraded to 2021.2. NetSuite is currently rolling out release previews, which is a great way to see some of these updates before they are implemented fully. I'll hop over to NetSuite to show how to access the preview. But first, as a note, it is important to remember that day one of the update tends to be buggy. Many problems you encounter are likely due to these small bugs. However, if NetSuite is giving you specific error messages, please contact one of our NetSuite experts for help. To request access for your release preview, go to Setup, Company, and scroll down to Release Preview. My preview has already been requested, so my request button is grayed out. You'll click this button, and after a few days, you will see access to your release preview. I'd like to take a moment to emphasize the helpfulness of the new release window on your home screen. In addition to having links to learn more about specific enhancements available in the release, the portal also includes links to many helpful resources. The 2021.2 overview will provide a high-level view of the release and some general information about some of the new features. The release notes provide more detail on the enhancements shown today, as well as a more comprehensive list of new features and enhancements. You can also get a sneak peek to get highlights for new features as they're used by various industries. The release preview guide includes helpful instructions guiding you through the transition to the new NetSuite version, including testing recommendations, and an Excel template to help you test and manage your upgrade transition. We highly recommend you check this out. Lastly, the training resources page has helpful video training content to help familiarize yourself with new features. I also want to mention and recommend the use of a tool NetSuite has provided to help manage the transition in your account. The tool is called Application Performance Management, and you can find it by searching SuiteApps. You can use this tool to measure system performance in performing key processes in your production account, then test performance in your release preview or sandbox account to determine how the update will affect your system. Now, let's talk about the updates. Generally speaking, Release 2021.2 is relatively less new feature rich than previous releases. However, there are still some major updates to talk about. For this presentation, I've organized the highlights into 6 categories, starting with some noteworthy updates to accounting in NetSuite. A new accounting preference in NetSuite 2021.2 will allow you to default the Allow Non-GL Changes box for each newly created accounting period. For clients using currency exchange rate integration, HSBC is now an exchange rate provider. NetSuite 21.2 also will now allow you to change various accounts related to item configuration, including the asset account for the item. Moving on to 21.2's new banking enhancements. NetSuite 21.2 includes a feature to help you apply customer payments to open AR accounts in bulk. Using the automated cash application feature, you can generate a batch of missing customer payments and apply them to invoices. NetSuite gives you the option to automate cash application or automatically generate customer payments on the Match Bank Data page. Use the automated cash application feature to view positive imported bank lines not matching an account transaction, view and/or select the associated customer, create mapping rules to improve efficiency of future payments, see the invoice associated with the payment, as well as the payment amounts associated with the invoice, and more. The matching and reconciliation process in NetSuite are seeing a few enhancements in the new release. First, the Match Bank Data page now includes a Select All box that lets you check or clear all boxes for visible items on your current account transactions page. As a small update, migrating statements from the original reconciliation pages to the redesigned pages will now automatically clear held transactions. Lastly, the payer list on the Match Bank Data page now includes the entity types available for the transaction. New transactions will appear at the top of the list. As an important note, be aware that the Reconcile Bank Statement and Reconcile Credit Card Statement pages will no longer be supported. To prepare to use the redesigned Match Bank Data and Reconcile Account Statements pages, make sure your accounts have been appropriately edited to do so. Please contact Squire if you need any help. Now let's look at how inventory management has been updated. For those NetSuite users using the supply allocation feature, Release 2021.2 has quite a few useful enhancements. You can use the supply allocation earliest item availability page to use simulated allocations to determine the item availability at a location level. This feature is now compatible with sales channel allocation. The Optimizing Fill Rate feature provides short-term supply allocation results. It includes the Using Revenue Optimization on Sales Order field, which allocates supply to maximize revenue, and the Using Gross Profit Optimization of Sales Order field, which allocates supply to maximize profits. If supply allocation settings are not set to allocate upon order entry, sales orders will now include an Allocate button. This gives you more control over the order of allocations. The Order Reservation page now includes a Quantity Remaining field that displays unallocated item quantities. The Allocated Supply or Allocated Demand fields displayed on sales order item lines now act as a link to the Allocated Order pop-up window. For users of NetSuite's WMS module, you can now set a preference to automatically confirm committed quantities for transaction lines in a wave. You can reallocate the items by clearing the Commitment Confirmed box, but WMS will not update the quantities on the related wave and pick tasks, so be sure to only pick remaining committed quantities that can be fulfilled. This preference will be enabled by default for any account using the updated WMS. I'll discuss NetSuite's new PackStation feature momentarily, but for users of both WMS and PackStation, NetSuite now allows you to use your mobile device to ship pallets, which will include a pallet number in the WMS shipping manifest. NetSuite's Quality Management module is another useful inventory management tool, giving users the ability to process quality inspections and related tasks through a mobile interface for a wide variety of transactions and production processes. NetSuite 2021.2 adds the ability to generate a certificate of analysis after the sales order fulfillment. Various preferences and configurations can be used to format COAs to your company's needs. For those who aren't aware, NetSuite's manufacturing mobile suite app is a great solution to augment your manufacturing process. Workers using the app can manage assignments, log time worked, and report consumption and production from their shift, all through the convenience of a mobile scanner. This feature has received a minor update in 21.2, allowing you to use the scanner to report serial numbers for items produced or consumed. NetSuite Release 21.2 includes updates to a recently released order management feature. Originally detailed in the 2021.1 release update, the PackStation module is now available to be used in your account. Though this module is technically not new to Release 2021.2, let's take a minute to briefly look at how it works and point out the few updates NetSuite has made since its release. NetSuite's PackStation feature utilizes the mobile interface environment used in WMS and Manufacturing Mobile. My view is the desktop version, but this application is usually used on a mobile scanner. PackStation allows you to manage packing orders, whether they be sales orders or transfer orders. Simply select the staging bin and the order to be packed, and use your scanner to pack items into one or more cartons. After your cartons are packed, measure the carton weight either manually or through a weigh scale integration, and select the carton size. Packed cartons can either be submitted for shipment as is, or added to a pallet. In the new release, NetSuite has defaulted pallet numbers to be auto-generated. As with packing items into cartons, use the scanner to pack cartons into pallets. Submitting the packed carton or pallet will mark the fulfillment as packed and make it available for quick ship under WMS, as previously discussed. NetSuite Analytics has some useful updates coming with Release 21.2. NetSuite continues to improve on their data analytics and reporting tool, SuiteAnalytics Workbook. Now users can link two separate datasets to be used in a single visualization. However, datasets are defined using the n/dataset link SuiteScript module, not in the Workbook user interface. If you need help creating linked datasets for reports and visualizations, like a budget versus actual report for example, let us know. A new feature called Cached Data in Datasets will allow you to load cached data to your datasets. This will refresh data every 60 minutes and will cause reports and visualizations to load much faster. SuiteAnalytics Workbook finally allows CSV exports of pivot tables, allowing you to build dynamic reports capable of being exported for further analysis or data processing in Excel. NetSuite has also added icons for use in conditional formatting of regular fields or calculated measures. Please note that as with all other formatting done in SuiteAnalytics Workbook, conditional formatting will not be maintained through a CSV export. And finally, let's talk briefly about some of the other features coming in the new release. As I mentioned at the top of this video, there are too many enhancements to discuss here. Some features I didn't cover today include Purchase to Project Suite App, which gives project managers a unified and streamlined purchasing experience, Cross-Subsidiary Requisitions, which allows you to consolidate requisitions entered from any sub into a single purchase order and receive purchases in any subsidiary or location in your company, and enhancements to the areas listed here. If you would like additional information regarding enhancements to these areas, reach out to us and we would be happy to go over those with you individually. And that brings us to the end of our release summary. I hope that this information has been helpful to you. Once again, if you have any questions about anything I talked about, or anything I didn't, please feel free to contact us by emailing netsuite@squire.com or by talking to your friendly NetSuite expert here at Squire. If you would like to read the release notes published by NetSuite, you can find them in the Release 21.2 window of your account. If you are interested in expert NetSuite implementation or support, visit squire.com to learn more. From Squire, we wish you and your business the best, and thank you for watching.